I did a tour in Australia back in 2020. The first one was with the original Chicago Blues All-Stars. The second tour was with me because while I was out there, I was like, I don't want to just be a fly on the wall. I want to like meet people, make connections, etc. So I ended up getting close with this tour manager who agreed to book me. So I came back to Australia 3 months later. And within that 3 month time, this lady who saw me the first time, her son passed away. And then she came out to see me when I came back. And I'll never forget it was the first night of the tour. And after the show, she came up to me and she told me what had happened to her son. And she told me that she had been nowhere, hadn't been out the house that entire time, but she came to see me. Like, that's powerful. Like, that's like, okay, there's a connection that's being forged there, and there's healing that's happening there. And that's the power of music, and that's the power of artistry and sharing that artistry. My aunt actually gave me a CD when I first started playing guitar. She gave me the complete recordings of Robert Johnson, who was a blues legend. And then she also gave me another CD by another artist by the name of Mississippi John Hurt, another Delta Mississippi blues legend. I think she had an ear for just like music and the blues being an integral part of guitar playing in American music, period. I think that she just wanted me to have that understanding. But it really sparked my interest in blues from a very young age.
Well, I ain't superstitious, but a black cat crossed my trail. Well, I ain't superstitious, but a black cat crossed my trail. Don't just sweep me with a broom, is a sign I might go to jail. Now when your right eye is, you can bet you're gonna be real glad. Right when your right eye is, you can bet you're gonna be real glad. But when your left eye jump, you can bet you're gonna be real mad.
All the women in my family were big cooks. My aunt on my mother's side, she was actually the kitchen manager at NASA for a long time. She retired from there. So she worked as the culinary director at NASA in Cleveland for a long time. And a lot of my uncles, long time ago, they were all like butchers and things like that. So it's kind of like in my blood of just having like natural food being in or part of like the service industry. I started making food for myself, setting myself up during the summertime when I was home alone by myself, and I realized that I was good at making food, and I would go behind my mom and put extra seasoning in and things, and so I just kind of wanted to be a cook. I wanted to be a chef, and like, I just knew from a young age that this is what I was going to be doing.
My family's always cooked. You know, I grew up in a household with my two brothers, both my parents, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother as well. And from my mom's side, everybody came from Laos. So everybody moved over here, and for the most part, I always grew up pretty close to a lot of family members. So the biggest thing in my cooking is everybody gathering together, and everybody is essentially cooking together. It's one of those cultures where recipes aren't written down. So a lot of it is just cooking together and a lot of verbal recipes for sure. So yeah, I don't know, I just feel like we've always been cooking ever since I was little. I've never like done it very seriously up until we started Josephine's Gins and Saap Saap BBQ. My trade is definitely more front of house and hospitality, very much focused on beverage, wine, cocktails, things of that sort. So being able to actually cook my like family's culture and food and represent like Lao cuisine is really cool right now.
Ain't superstitious. Ain't superstitious. Ain't superstitious. Said I ain't superstitious. Said I ain't superstitious, but a black cat crossed my trail. Yeah, bro, I love blues, bro. I love blues.
During the pandemic, when we started out as Josephine's Jams, flipping our unemployment money, going to farms, getting fruit, making jams and pickles as well. It was great for our product line, but as we kept doing pop-ups and stuff, people kind of like didn't understand it, didn't know how to make it, didn't make sense. So like we started thinking about what our food concept would actually be, and that being Saap Saap. So Saap Saap in Lao means like tasty or delicious. You know, you're ever eating somebody's food or something and they say, you know, how is it? What is it? You know, is it taste good? You would say Saap Saap, it's Saap.
You know, for a lot of the inspiration or really deciding on what we're doing, it's all seasonal. So whatever is growing in the garden, we've got all this green onion. What can we do with it? We've got all this cilantro. What can we do with it? All this basil, all this shiso. What are all of these things that we can use? A lot of these different ingredients my family has had for many, many years. So a lot of these seeds are coming from Laos or coming from Thailand. And so one of the things that we did make sure to bring was essentially like my family heirloom Thai chili peppers.
Our concept is more of like a blend. You know, you get all the Southern food that you want, you get the Lao food that you want to be interested in. So it's always a good combination of food. It's like comfort food. It's food that you want to sit around with your friends and commune over. Trying to keep up those kind of traditions of just family and sustainability.
For me, it's about the funk. Like a lot of Sly. Stevie Wonder has some like really, really funky stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like Johnny Guitar Watson. I don't know if y'all remember him, but he had that song called right? So it's like funky stuff like that, I feel like gives me an anchor to go to that landscape, that like cosmic landscape, and then really like be a blues guitar player in that sense, because that's kind of like my forte. That's the area where I can really, really stretch out and showcase, you know, like my abilities. So from that perspective, I'll write a song that kind of goes like this. That's for me. That's how I've chosen to articulate it. It's the way that comes out natural for me. I feel like blues is an integral language that does translate and transmute cosmically. Whenever I'm playing blues, I feel like it's almost like space-time travel. It's kind of like teleportation, like you kind of like go somewhere else. And then you have an opportunity to like take people with you on that journey. And I feel like cosmic blues for me just represents an opportunity for me to play the style of blues and pay homage to that style of blues, but also it gives me the opportunity to branch out and incorporate other styles into what I'm doing without having to be set in one particular spot. Cosmic blues for me represents that freedom of expression. So that's how I choose to describe my music, my style.
Where you try to get over, where you try to move on, then you try to forgive me, but the feeling was gone. You would wake me each morning with a smile on your face. You know that is a feeling that cannot be replaced. But you knew that I had to move on. You knew that I'd done nothing wrong. You knew that I'd be better off. You would try to be happy.
Music and food is a process in which
but
you
never
understand,
could
but
see.
beforehand, you have an understanding of what spices blend well together. You have an understanding of what ingredients are going to go
Yeah,
into a
that
certain
part.
meal. Likewise, when I'm playing music, I understand, what notes to place in certain areas, what embellishments to create in order to create a certain emotion of the music. It's like very scientific. It's a very like scientific approach that people don't really think about when they're just enjoying a song or just enjoying a meal. But there's like meticulous preparation that goes into it and knowledge that has to be acquired before you can even present the final product. So
Yeah.
You knew that I had to move on. You knew that I'd done nothing wrong. You knew that I'd be better off.
Food and music really bring people together,
mhm,
kind of like what we're
definitely.
doing right now. Like, we have these purposes and we're gathering over food, we're gathering through music. You think about going to shows, all these different things that bring theoretically different people together over shared similar loves or likes. And I think it also invokes a lot of different types of memories. Like, sometimes I can like taste something and I'm like, oh, that takes me back to this specific moment You think about that with songs too, like certain songs, certain music comes on and you're like, oh, I remember this moment with a specific person or have a specific event that happened. And it's just really cool how food and music do both of those things.
Tapping into people's endorphins, you know, it's like you put like Annie Up by MOP on, like a certain group of people are gonna listen to that song and be like, damn, I remember that shit was fucking busting, right? And it's like the same thing with food. It's like you remember certain times, certain meals, and like how that made you feel, the people that were around you while you were eating it. You know, it's like you can go back to those moments in life and like resonate on the same frequency with someone else and be like, yo, this was awesome. You know, it's like, so it's a feeling of more than just like you enjoying something, you know, it's like something that actually resonates throughout your body.
But you have not been forgotten. No, somehow I still care. It's an unspoken promise that all lovers share.